Hello everyone. So this is the presentation of our work identifying and mitigating position bias of multi-image vision language models for CVPR 2025. So firstly, you will go through some backgrounds. So vision language models nowadays are evolving from single image to image models like the Lava 1.5 or Blip 2 to multi-image models such as Lava Next Interleave or X Instruct Blip. So this progress is fueled by the transition in pre-training data from some image text pairs like line to image text interleave data such as MMC4. So this emergence of multi-image models also introduced some extra capabilities like cross reasoning, where we need to reason across multiple images, and reference, in which we need to refer to different images with their unique ID, and comparison, where we need to compare and differentiate between multiple images, and temporal understanding, where images may be sampled from some videos or comics. So based on these multi-image tasks, our motivation comes from a simple question, that is, does vision language models treat every image equally? So there is a similar dilemma in NLP, where the large language models are required to reason across multiple documents. So in this relative work, multiple documents are fed into large language models, where only one document contains the answer to the question, which we call it a key document. So their finding is that when the key document is presented in the beginning or at the end of the input, the model will have a relatively high accuracy. Well, however, when the key document is presented in the middle of the input, the model will have a very poor performance, which will form a typical U-shaped curve for the accuracy across different positions of documents. So this is also called loss in the middle phenomenon, where when the ground truth or the key information is placed in the middle, the accuracy will drop a lot. So our question is that, does this kind of imbalanced reasoning across different positions of input also occur in vision language models? So here we have 3 failure case examples with different vision language models. So for example, for the first one here, we ask Open Flamingo to describe the differences between 2 images captured in the same place but different time. And if we just input these images in the order of their appearances here, we can see that now the model can successfully describe the differences like the night sky, water, or snow. But if we just simply switch the positions of these 2 images, now the model will think the 2 images appear to be identical and no observable differences between them. So the problem here is that the model changes answer just because we switch the positions of the images here. So the similar problems also occur in other vision language models like EDFX2 or even the GPT-4. This phenomenon is also called the position bias, where the vision language models make predictions significantly relying on the positions or the orders of the images, which will lead to a poor robustness and reliability of the answers. So based on this motivation, we conduct a systematic investigation of the influence of positions to the model performance. So we select some tasks from existing multi-image benchmarks where answers are independent from their image positions, so that we can arbitrarily shuffle them. And we also run multiple evaluations, and in each evaluation we give the model a different random ordering of the images, and we report the minimum, maximum, and average accuracy across these different evaluations. We also define prediction inconsistency, which is a proportion of examples that receive different answers between the best and the worst performing evaluations. So for example, like choosing A in an evaluation but choosing B in another evaluation, so the model may give the conflict answers. So in this figure, we can observe that the prediction inconsistency hovers around like 30%, which indicates almost 1/4 of examples will receive conflicting answers just because we alter the image positions. So this change of predictions also lead to an accuracy span of 4 to 6%, which is very significant compared to the overall performance of vision language models. So to have a closer look at such position bias, we ask the question, which image positions are the model good at, and which positions are the model's weakness? So to investigate this, we introduce position-wise question answering, PQA, a new task to evaluate the position-wise reasoning capability of vision language models. Unlike previous benchmarks that only give the global or holistic accuracy to a question, the PQA requires a model to provide separate answers for each image. So you can see here is a prompt template for the PQA example, and we ask the model to respond with a structured list, while each element in the list represents the answer for corresponding image. So essentially, PQA requires a model to produce position-wise response, which enable us to track position-wise accuracy. And a higher accuracy of this position will indicate the model will have a stronger reasoning capability on this position. And however, if the accuracy is lower, which may indicate that this position may be the model's weakness. And here we collect 1000 PQA examples and evaluate in 4 scenarios, where each scenario has 5, 10, or 15 or 20 images. So this figure is the accuracy across different positions of images. And we can see that for open source vision language models like OpenFlamingo, we can identify a notable recency bias, which indicates that the model are good at reasoning in the position at the end, while this performance is decaying from back to front. For closed source model like GPT-4, this conclusion is actually similar to previous NLP work, which is lost in the middle phenomenon, where the middle parts are the model's weakness. So since now we have known the position bias can hurt the model performance and robustness, we try to study how to mitigate this problem. So we consider the most common architecture, the autoregressive model such as Lava. So in these cases, the images are handled just like text and concatenated with the text tokens by covered with a causal mask, which will enforce the interaction, like the images at the back can interact with preceding images, and the images at the front is more isolated, which means that you will lack some image information or features behind it. So this influence of causal mask on the tokens essentially makes their hidden states position dependent, and also implicitly inject positional information on multiple different images. So given this hypothesis, we compare the causal mask with other 2 variants. So one is isolated mask, where each image can only interact with itself, and another is bidirectional mask, where each image can arbitrarily attend to any other images, which is typical bidirectional attention. So here we conduct a preliminary experiment using 3 masks on the PQA tasks, and from this figure we can see that only performance of the causal mask is actually decaying from back to front, is exhibiting recency bias, and for the other masks, the accuracy across positions are much more balanced. So this indicates that the causal attention is actually the main cause of position bias of vision language models. And isolated mask will lead to a dramatic performance degradation. And for the bidirectional mask, it also can mitigate position bias, but also at the cost of the overall accuracy. So to solve this problem, we propose soft attention, SOFA, which is a simple method to smooth position bias by weighted interpolation between different attention masks. So essentially, SOFA imposes a sigma-weighted bidirectional attention to its original causal counterparts, which makes an optimal trade-off between accuracy and the robustness. So here, essentially, sigma controls the strength of these mitigation effects. If the sigma is too small, the position bias cannot be reduced enough. And if the sigma is too large, the resulting hidden states are out of distribution, which may cause performance degradation. So in practice, our method requires a small validation site, like 32 shots, to confirm the optimal value of sigma. And also, we only deploy SOFA in decoders every 2 layers instead of every layer. So this figure is the results of our method on the PQA task, and we can see that our method can achieve an optimal trade-off between performance and bias compared to other attention masks. So this is more evaluation results of our method, And table 1 is the evaluation on 4 multi-image benchmarks where we shuffle the image positions. And we can see that applying our method can improve the accuracy in worst and average evaluations. The figure 6 is a attention distribution across different image positions. And as expected, for causal attention values of the positions at the end are much larger than the other positions. And applying our method can effectively balance this distribution. The figure 7 is the performance gains of solver on different types of tasks. And if you're interested, you can refer to our paper for more details. Thank you.